Use a 22mm socket, take the lug nuts off. And pull the wheel off. In the front of the vehicle right here, we need to go over to this other mount and take the nut off here. Use a 18mm socket. I'm going to use a block of wood and a pole jack and support the transmission. Just raise this up a little bit. Now we're going to support the front part of the cradle with a screw jack or a pole jack. Just like that. Now take these bolts out, use a 15mm socket. There's 2 on this side and 2 on the other side. Now take these 2 bolts out, use a 21mm socket. So now we're going to do a combination of lowering the cradle down slightly and just raising up the engine, transmission slightly. So we can remove this. And just take a pry bar, just try to pry it out. Just unscrew this. You could also take these bolts out of the bracket and then move that whole bracket if you wanted to. And there we go. There it is. Take the new mount and pretty much the way it came out. Just get this started. You can try lowering the cradle a little bit more. Just be careful if you hear any cracking or anything. Just make sure nothing's breaking. All right, there we go. And there is a little tab that's going to line up on the other side of the cradle. And you can raise the cradle up. Make sure the stud over here for the engine mount lines up with the cradle. Reinstall the cradle bolts. And tighten these up. You want to make sure the holes are lined up. Just tap that into place and snug it down. If it moves, just give it another tap. And put these bolts back in and tighten them down. Now we can lower this pole jack. And as long as this is lined up and that little tab is in the hole, then we can lower this one. Now put this lower nut on the front mount and snug it down. And get these 2 nuts started and the one above. And tighten these down. And same with the top one. And now we can put this cover back and put the push pins back in. Install the wheel and put Put the lug nuts on. Now torque the lug nuts in a cross pattern to 140 foot-pounds. And just go around again, double check.